thank you for all the questions that you asked me. And one of the main questions that I was asked was about my sort of daily meal planning and weekly planning. And so I wanted to address that. First, I will say that all of those answers are in this book, The Kind Diet. I go step by step about why I choose to eat this way and how to make it a part of your life in an easy way. Delicious recipes are in here. This book will help you feel your best so that you're glowing from the inside out. And this way of eating changed my life so much. And I want to share it with all of you. There's superhero recipes in here. So if you are sick or you're trying to build your immune system because you want to be in fighting shape, then you want to eat as much superhero dishes as you can, and I'll go into that. I also have The Kind Mama for if you're trying to get pregnant, or if you are pregnant. This book will help you boost your fertility. It will help you have a smooth pregnancy, the goddess pregnancy that you deserve. And so you're free of all the things that we've come to accept as normal, those ailments like bloating and all the things. But I'll talk about Kind Mama another time. So let's just talk about The Kind Diet. Anyway, this is good if you're in that stage. Basically, how I think of each meal is where's my whole grain coming from and where are my vegetables coming from. That's how I start. And in terms of protein, I know that every single thing that I eat has protein in it except for fruit. So I'm not really worried about it as long as I have beans once or twice a day. And that goes for my kid too. So for breakfast, for example, I think, what's the grain gonna be? Is it gonna be mochi? Is it gonna be steel-cut oats? Is it gonna be, we're running out the door. Maybe we're gonna have a piece of, this very rarely happens, but a piece of toast with avocado on it, or really yummy piece of toast with Miyoko's butter and tomatoes on top. Like, that would be a very big treat. Those are treat foods. So my breakfast is usually steel-cut oats, mochi, and always greens. So that would be the grain part, and then the greens are always bok choy, kale, cabbage, and I have a delicious recipe that I've posted on Instagram showing you how to make it, and kids love it. People really love it. People who hate vegetables love it. So bok choy drizzled with umi vinaigrette and some seeds. It's just divine. So we always have greens in the morning. That's the ideal. A grain is a good idea too. And then if we're feeling really feisty or spunky, we might make pancakes or French toast. And we just do that without eggs. And I can sometimes use tofu in this really delicious French toast recipe that I will one day post. It's so good. Or in pancakes, which we're perfecting our pancakes right now. But we have so many we love. So you can easily make pancakes and French toast without using dairy, without using sugar, and they're healthy. And again, we don't have those every day. That's like once or twice a week for fun. Mochi, once or twice a week. Steel-cut oats, once or twice a week. Greens, every day. And sometimes we have miso soup in the morning. We can make it as simple as putting some miso paste in some hot water if I'm traveling to, adding all kinds of veggies and making it a bigger feast. Again, those recipes are all in The Kind Diet and The Kind Mama. I have tons of other porridge recipes as well that are really healing, not as exciting, but very healing in The Kind Diet and The Kind Mama, more in The Kind Diet, for breakfast. So that's what I do for breakfast. Always a green, a grain, and sometimes if I want, and I'll make vegan sausages, field roast, the smoked apple ones. They're so delicious. And, you can get really festive with breakfast, of course, but the main thing is the green and the grain, and sometimes the miso soup. And if I'm trying to be really quick, I'll make a bean soup the night before and just have bean soup that has tons of veggies in it for breakfast. Or I'll have green soup. I'll make like a vegetable soup. So sometimes I'll just do that if I'm wanting to sort of have a cleaner, simpler day with food and I don't have to think about it. I'll make a big batch and then keep it in the fridge and just keep eating it. So that's another good trick. I don't smoothies. I have occasionally if I'm trying to get protein in me and I'm running out the door, but that's not really what I think is as my sort of stable, balanced, fresh brain breakfast. But sometimes I do that It depends on my mood, I suppose. I'm really about grain, greens, miso in the morning. So then that brings us to lunch and dinner. It's a similar principle. I'm thinking, where are my veggies coming from? Where's my grain coming from? And where's my protein coming from? So I might make beans or tempeh or tofu or seitan, usually beans. Or that's one part of the plate, right? So you've got your plate and you've got that section. Then on the plate, I'm gonna have veggies, and I wanna have, maybe it's a big salad I've made. I've shown you many pictures of the yummy salads I make, or maybe it's a cooked vegetable, or maybe it's veggie soup. And if you wanna jazz it up, put some avocado on it, wrap it in nori, so it's so delicious. Sauerkraut for probiotics and, good gut health, and it adds a great flavor to it. But always the plate is veggies and then the grain. So probably brown rice or quinoa. Tons of great recipes in here that will help you with that. My quinoa with basil and pine nuts is so yummy. Even Oprah loved it. And let's see what else. Risotto in there. But then dinner's the same. So lunch and dinner are basically the same. I'm just changing it up. So just today, we had latkes and a chopped up sort of cabbage salad to balance out the frying. And that's because Bear and I wanted to have latkes. And for dinner, we're making burgers with sweet potato fries and a salad. So superhero meals, basically what you're trying to do is have a grain, a green, and a protein. And as simple and as healing as possible. We're avoiding sugar. We're avoiding white flour as best we can. Now, I am not a saint. These things jump in my life. I can't help it. I start eating chocolate all of a sudden. I start going crazy every once in a while. It's usually around the period time. But, or somebody just comes over with brownies. What are you supposed to do? Say no? So I have my moments. But in general, I'm on my path, the path that helps me feel my best, look my best, truly feel amazing, honestly, and then sleep my best, is eating whole grains, beans, and vegetables. And you can take any of these things that you make big batches, and then shove them in a container and take them with you. So those are my to-go meals. I'm not trying to make something really usually quickly on the fly. I mean, of course, there's a sandwich, and if you want to have a delicious sandwich, you can get fromage, cheese, and you'll die. It's so good. But that's not like healing food. That's fun food. So I'm always, if I'm going to work on set, and obviously I'm not doing that right now, but when I'm doing that, I'm taking that food from the night before and I'm making a little to-go container with all of those things in it. Or if I want to jazz up something, maybe I'll take half of what I had from the night before and then just add a fresh green, blanch or steam some kale, and then shove that on top. And I always make my tahini sauce. So making tahini sauce is really great, or my hummus, because those things can last in the fridge for quite a while, and they can kind of show up in all different meals, inside of wraps, on the side of something, or just have them as their own special treat. Why do I eat this way? I eat this way because it is what makes me feel my best and look my best. And the looking part is not as important, but it's a nice benefit to have like your skin be clear and your eyes bright white and your body all kind of shaped the way you want it, and not even having to exercise that much. This is exciting to me. You're really going inside and using your food as your medicine. And I feel so good this way. And it's changed everything. It's changed my heart. It's changed my purpose. It's changed everything. So I can't recommend anything better. And we're saving the planet. I eat this way because of the earth and because of the animals. I did it for the animals, but the benefit to me is incredible. So I'm so lucky. And the things I'm always trying to avoid, no matter what, I avoid meat and dairy. That's for darn sure. I'm really in favor of people being vegan all the time. And if they have an oopsie doopsie, that's better than not being vegan and just eating junk all the time. Do you know what I mean? So I really try to avoid, I do avoid meat. That's not even a problem. Dairy, I avoid like the plague. And I avoid sugar as much as I can, but again, it slips in more than anything. And white bread, flour, I try to avoid that. Those things slip in. But like if you're having a little teeny beeny bit of these things in balance with all the whole grain goodness, the brown rice, the quinoa, the veggies, the beans, the seaweed, then it's really great and your body feels amazing. You should definitely read my book if you want to embark on this journey. And I share recipes on thekindlife.com all the time and on my Instagram page. And it's a really fun way to eat. It's delicious. You're not depriving yourself of anything. I am a food snob. I love good food. And we have fun eating around here, too much fun eating around here. So being vegan can be very easy. Being healthy takes a little bit more focus because it's really fun to eat veggie burgers all the time. But, just being balanced, letting yourself be flexible and play so that when your boy says, I really want to have a vegan fat burger, you go, okay, let's order a vegan fat burger. Because every other day you've had really healthy, clean food, and it's okay. And he's a growing baby, so I want him to have fun, and I want to have fun. And then you correct it the next day by eating your greens and your veggies and all the things. So, but it's all delicious. There's so many great recipes in here. My greens are so good, and I eat them every day, so I highly recommend that as the most important thing. And if you wanted to not do any of this, but just add, not take anything away, but just keep adding good things, add brown rice, add quinoa, add whole grains, add kale and greens, and not in a blender, like eat them, enjoy eating them. It's delicious food. Eat vegetables, eat beans, and just see how your body, you will poop like a professional. You will not have any migraines. All the things that ail you will go away when you start eating more of that and get rid of the other stuff. So try it, it's really fun.